with Tom and saying this is amazing for the world. Can we take this in a different way to India? I know these sports exist in certain formats, in certain ways, but we're here to transform that dream into reality. And if I have to ask a question to all of you, do we really believe that this is the time for India, right? The next 10 years, 15 years, the world is calling out, right? They've all said you have the best aged population ratio that you can get. The kind of security and sensibility right now exists. A safe country. You've got investments pouring in. So I believe everybody thinks that the next 10, 15 years is going to be our way of the world, right? Now, if we don't use this opportunity to expand what you've delivered so far in your lives, it is going to be very difficult to have this opportunity back with us. So we are riding the wave, and in that we're introducing something which we believe is younger, much more exciting, much more engaging, and as we all probably don't need to complain so much about Gen Z, but to give them an opportunity to contribute to what we are looking at, right? So next 10 years, I can tell you what sporting map would look like, right? We've got the 2030 Commonwealth Games, right? An opportunity to be there. Before that, we have the LA 28, the Olympics. Then you have 2032, which is again the Olympics. Then we have multiple of World Cups. And ultimately, I did hear the Prime Minister announced that they would be bidding for the 2036 Olympics to come in. So let's say 10 years from now to then, we can build, we can achieve, and we can conquer some of the things that we've never done before. I know we're good in some part of the sports, very good in some part of the sports, but we probably are not good in many other sports. So at least we can be better and be more contributing to what some of us deliver very well in this Commonwealth Games which just happened. So my request is that take this energy that you're building, take this youthness and collaborate together. Media is a very, very powerful tool to move things, and we've seen it every time. So I request the media to work along with us, support this initiative, and convey the right energy going out and building what the nation needs for the next 10 years. Right? So warm welcome to everyone and some of our friends, family, including the BFI team as well and the Delhi team as well. So really warm welcome. I hope you have a very exciting journey with us today, and let's get started.
Great. Brian and all our wonderful dignitaries who are on the stage with us. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And as we begin this exciting new chapter, it is only fitting that we mark the occasion with a traditional lighting of the lamp, a symbol of light.
a very exciting panel, and when I see this, the amount of experience they can actually enlighten us with is going to be huge. So I'll try to build out what I think is the core of this entire exciting journey that we are building, which is reborn. This is something which is new coming up. There is a youth factor in it, and it's urban. So I'll keep the topic around it, but I know none of you really prepared for the questions that I have had in my mind and my heart. The scripts is all over the place, so we'll figure it out as we go, but it's going to be heart-to-heart conversation, so please be absolutely honest. Tom, I'm going to start with you. You've seen the sports around the world. You've seen the transformation it is bringing. Why do you think this is the right sport for India, and why do you think we as India have a chance to make a global impact or a global mark that we stand around the world with?
First of all, thank you for having me here. So glad to be here with you guys. First of all, 3x3 is a very modern sport. As you mentioned before, we don't have to deal with the Gen Z anymore, but that's where we put them in one place, right? The sport is fast, sport is very intense, it's quick, you get to see a lot of games, you get to see a lot of stories within the 3x3. And to be here in India, to grow this from the ground up, and to bring, maybe in the future, hopefully we can bring more bigger events over here. I feel like this is the moment where we can open up this market, start it right, and making sure that the kids and the basketball player who are really interested in the sport here really get a pathway towards the professional level. And we feel that because you have so much potential over here with the sports. I think we talked recently about the sport. We all grew up playing half-court basketball. So it's very common for the people here, or the people around the world who really get to experience the 3x3. But FIBA has put it in the proper format, proper scales that the kids can grow, can enjoy the game, and I think this is the way forward. It's very easy accessible, especially with schools, very accessible with also professional players who want to enjoy it on the weekend, and it's very good for the organizer to also organize it, to have an entertainment around this beautiful piece of sports.
Thanks, Tom. A follow-up of what you just said, and I just want to resonate with it. You said we grew up playing this sport. So it's like the Street to LA Olympics. Can you just enlighten how easy or how difficult it was for the sports to get into entry? You know how difficult it is to introduce the sports into the Olympics. A format already existed. And so what was the journey like?
First of all, I think we have to go back 11 years ago. We started off our journey of 3x3 becoming a new discipline to FIBA. As you always know that in football, in other sports, they try to create a discipline so that we can be including ILC programs. 3x3 succeeds that from the first Youth Olympic Games in Singapore. Our first Olympic game was in Tokyo. Unfortunately, there was not many people, so the sport did not kick off very, very well. But you probably have seen in Paris 2024, there was a massive achievement for us because people get to really enjoy the game. And for us, seeing the sport growing and seeing how the games are being played, the real benefits of 3x3 is that you always have the players on 5-on-5. The players are there. You have professional players. You have the market for it. If they know how to play the game, they will be able to succeed this very, very, very quickly. And I think I'm going to repeat myself again from already you heard this a lot from me. You see Mongolia, they're a very small country, but they know how to play the game. They know how the system works. So they were succeeding very, very quickly. 2025 World Cup, they were silver medalists. And when you look at the scales of India, I think to enter is very good, but if you guys know how to play the game, if you guys know how to set up a proper competition network, coaching, and teaching the kids how to play the game, I think you will be very, very good in this event. And especially already you have seen in Asia Cup, the Indian team has succeeded. They were in semi-final, they were in quarterfinal, so I think the potential is there, and you will be able to do well.
I think there's no doubt India is a sporting country. There's no doubt all of us play any and every amount of sports. I feel myself as a champion of every sport that I've played in my backyard.
So I think that has to just go into flow with the structure that FIBA provides. I'll move to Brian. Brian, what you heard what Tom said, right? This is a sports which is globally driving every country and is fastest growing urban team sport. For you, which you've delivered, unbelievable experiences in a country like Thailand, which is hosts so much events and everything. Why did you choose India, and why do you think India is the market for you to enter? I mean, I know I'm your side, Brian. But I'm just trying to rethink that day when you spoke to me. Why do you think India is the place where you start a business again?
Thank you, thank you. Today, I have achieved my dream. It has always been my dream to one day come back to India.
Yes.
As a little boy, I went to school in India during the Second World War. You know how old I am now.
You're very young.
My family came to India, and one of my brothers was born in India. And I said, one day I must go back to India. So what can I give India? I've come to give you the experience I've learned, the experience I've had, the problems I've faced in life. And together I think this sport can help not only for us to go to the Olympics or somewhere else, to help every child, every school to play a sport without costing too much money. You don't have to spend on a big football field. You don't have to spend money having proper uniforms. You can play this sport anywhere. And that's why I've come to India, to give back, to say thank you to India.
Thank you, Brian. India is great. We're proud to have you back with us and host this event together. A follow-up again, and I can still see the passion that you reignite everything with us. You spoke about something yesterday, and I want to be shared with everyone. Your experience at one of the institutions you went to, education school you went to yesterday. What did you see, and what did you see in the daylight that really inspired you in that school about the sports?
Yesterday, I attended a school and I was very impressed. Also, I was very touched to see that the school consisted of 10,000 students. I've never seen a school with 10,000 students in my life. And I'm not a young guy, so.
But you're in there, right?
Only in India, yes. And the headmaster was very encouraging, and he said, let's do something in the school. Let's make it happen. Let's teach the kids. Let's show them things. So I told Tom today that it is my intention, together with FIBA, to bring some good coaches here to train the kids in school and make them learn more about the sport.
Thank you, Brian. I think what you said also inspires everyone to think about how we can all play our part in making the sports work. And whenever I look at the school grassroots development, we're always given a sports period to go and play whatever we like. But what is always missed is that the attraction was towards, or begging towards, or coaches were available for one or two kind of sports you never had. And I believe one of the most important part of growing any sport is if you can get really great experts internationally who can come and teach us the way they win and the pathway to win those sports. So I think this is a great initiative. Thanks, Brian. Again, I believe it will take us, and the school, 10,000 is probably the smallest number. Right. Singapore has 20, 30 schools, they still don't add up to 10,000. With that, I think there's a very, Nishant, this is to you. And I know when we kick off any sports, or when you kick off any products, which you always, this is a startup, right? If you look at it many other ways. Yes. So if you see this as a startup, and do you think this has all the elements to be a rapid growing sport, or it will take its own time to develop? And then, my view of looking at it should be it's a rapid, fast sports, Is it similar? It will have a great market. Or what is your sense of, when you look at this company as a startup, do you think we have it?
Yeah, look, if you think about anything, for the economics to work, you need demand and supply. We've already talked about supply. There's 1.5 billion FS Indians who are aspirational, hungry, willing to put in hard work. So that without a question, we'll have the talent. The challenge becomes on the demand side, right? Just to put it in perspective, I was just looking at the numbers from last Paris Olympics. Australia had 1 in 500,000 people, they got 1 million. UK was 1 in a million. US was 1 in 2.5 million. China 1 in 15 million. Any guesses for India? 1 in 250 million. And I know as an Indian standing on the stage, all of us agree that we can and will do better. Now for that to happen, what has to happen? Well, there's 2-3 things, right? One, you have to have the sport being engaging and easy. So the beauty, as Tom and I were talking there, is this is a half court. As you said, in India we share everything. So anyway, we never got to play full court. We only played half court. And it's easy to set up on a rooftop, on a courtyard, in the street, wherever. So that's one. Second, it needs to be engaging. So for young people, now Instagram and Readworthy is the most important piece, right? And that's what this sport delivers. So that's great. So now you have the engagement of people. Very important second leg is what Brian was talking about, that pathway, that teaching, bringing the best, which is where Tom comes in and our partners at the schools that we're working with come in to say we're going to invest in that grassroots campaign, help build the capabilities. So that's kind of how I think about sort of why that growth is going to come big time. And then the last piece of that is just a proven playbook, and that's where Brian and team really come in. So we try to curate the right partners around us to create both a short-term fun experience, but then also a long-term path to the Olympics.
Thanks, Nishan. One more question to you. I know people have this always in the back of their head, is that when a startup takes place, when a company like this has a product which we bring to the market, this always has that, where should we focus, right? There could be a lot of distractions. What age should we focus on? And where should we actually be the direction in a few years? So what are the first few things we as a team, as a FIBA, and as well as Tero, should ensure that happens, that we are on a path of success to take it forward?
So I think I talked about the 3 pathways, right? There's the talent curation, there's the the playbook that we need, and then obviously the partnership and sponsorships and investments that go with that. But I would say, maybe I'd interpret your question a little differently, is product market fit. Everyone wants a product market fit. What makes a 3x3 the right product market fit for India? So I remember sort of when I first moved back to India about 13 years ago to run LinkedIn, I was talking to a very senior businessman, and he said, in India, there are only 3 things make money. ABC, astrology as in fame, Bollywood as in entertainment, and cricket as in sport. So when I think about what we're doing here at Tero India, we're bringing in sports and entertainment. And at least as a dying sports fan, sport is the one thing that teaches us faith, right? It unites us, it teaches us faith when our team is down, creates belief when the team is up. And that's kind of what we're trying to do here at Tero India. That's why I think the product market fit is going to be excellent.
Awesome, that makes me feel much better. That what he said about, Jitu, I have what he said about cricket, what he said about what we are as cricket. And if you ask 99% of the crowd in any room you go in, if Virat Kohli walks in and there's a basketball player walks in, national players, not talking international, I'm sure 100% will move towards that, and we will be like a crybaby looking for our attention. And so the landscape is very definitely been one child favorite child, since there's other kids getting ignored. How, as a company, you've run NBAs and 3x, even 3x and as well as for Red Bull, and I believe those teams you've seen it. Do you think we have a chance? But again, I know the answer is yes, but I'm asking the explains, what do you think and how you think will be able to survive, sustain in this market when another sport leads by 99% of the press coverage, and we probably would have struggled to get that. How do you think it will be?
Yeah, first of all, yes, cricket has been dominating, but that's everyone knows. Now and India is looking at other sports as well. The consumers and Indian population is looking for other sports as well. Now, coming to the way Tero has conceptualized this entire program, entire event, which is combining sport with entertainment. I think that's one big point. because of the entertainment factor, we will get existing basketball fans will definitely come, but there are non-basketball fans also getting added because of the entertainment factor that we are bringing to the table, and that's what definitely is going to keep the non-basketball fan to think, what is happening, let me go. So that's the first point. Second point is, we are taking the sport to where the public is. Which means we are taking the sport to fans, and they're not expecting the fans to come to the court. I think that's a brilliant move, because that helps the existing person who is anyway going to be there in the mall to figure out, oh, what's happening. Let me go and find out. There's music, there is DJ, there is food. That brings the person to the court, and once he sees so much action happening, I think we would have added at least few more fans every day, and that's the spark. And then when it gets amplified on the social media, that's the second point why I think the way this is going to work out, right? And then obviously the sport 3-on-3 is a sport which covers the essence of the sport. What I mean by that is, a lot of people might not understand the game's rules for a fan to get interested in the sport. 3-on-3 gives that wonderful opportunity to understand the sport's essence. What is two-pointer? What is the pressure of a shot clock? Right? Once you get that, I think that hooks the people or a potential fan into the sport. And if we are able to do these three things, I think that's the magic that we take. And I am very confident and extremely positive about this sport growing in India dramatically. And thanks Tero for taking the first step. And I was super excited when I first heard we are going to get entertainment and sport together on the court with 3-on-3, which is a fast pace and an excellent sport at that.
Thanks, Jitu. I think what you worded is what I see what binds us together. Right? If you go to a mall, you have three in the family. I'm just putting three in the family. Everyone has a different agenda. I would say. The community on the left would be looking at, let's say, shopping. Community on this in between would be looking at gaming or food or excitement, something. And the community on the right is looking at the wallet. What I do, and how do I bring these two all together? It gives an opportunity to sit. When I was in Bangkok to watch the Champions Trophy, it just completely transformed the way I used to watch game. Buy tickets, queue up, go to a stand, find a place to sit. Don't even feel the sport. Far away, better to watch on television. It's all transformed. You are next to the player, the sweat is on you, you feel the heat, and there is no break. Imagine if I just sat with my son for 20 minutes, I would have watched 2 or 3 games straight away. And at that fast pace, it excites us. And that's one of the things that I feel. Tom, again, I'm coming back to you, and I believe I still have 10 more minutes. So I'll go, Tom. Every sport has a qualifier, right? What I mean by human qualifier. If you're tall, basketball was defined with that, you qualify, you don't qualify. I know many basketball players here. See her, I see my son there in the corner, yeah, and I see Govinda here as well. So when I look at that sport, this has changed the rule of the game. It is no more the same game that you used to have. It's not that you need to be a 6'5", 6'8", 6'9" to be actually playing. And by birth, you have on birth certificate or something that you will play basketball. How is that different now?
First of all, I think when you look at the 5-on-5 basketball, the way of kids growing up and playing games are totally different than before. It used to be very physical. Now they focus on more shootings, like Stephen Curry. People love the way he changed, revolutionized the game. 3x3, it's a complete different game. And I think we were just talking, and it's actually popped up on screens. It's a T20 of the basketball, right? Which is a totally different game. You can't put a test match player to a team. They don't know what to do. Probably they know what to do, but it's a different mindset, different games. And it's the same thing with 3x3, because our sport gives more chances to smaller kids, to faster player, and it's more all-rounded player that needs to be involved in this game, and they need to be able to play together. And the game of 3x3 is totally different than 5-on-5. I bet you if you put a really good 5-on-5 players against 3x3 player, they will have a hard time playing. They have really hard time playing because they don't know how the game's being played. Especially when you say shot clock, you know, they were just walking around, playing around, they didn't know they had to shoot already. So that's the beauty of 3x3, is that if you started young with a school, you teach them young, you teach them how to play the game, you will succeed very, very fast. The games allow you to do more than just, you know, dunking and rebound. You can be fast, you can shoot, you know, you can be team player. I think it's a mix of character that you can bring into 3x3, and you can see that not only big players win in 3x3, you see smaller teams when you see Mongolia teams, when you see Japanese teams are very good, Chinese team are very good, Thai team are not too bad as well. We are 12th on the ranking. We are very small, but we are pretty fast, you know, and the game is different. So I think, you know, the advantage of 3x3, especially in Asia, I think is that essence of, you know, anyone can enter, can play, can enjoy the game.
Makes me feel happy about my height today. Yeah. Son always challenges me 6'3", 5'9", and so I can beat you. So the other part, Brian, this goes to you. You know, you've done it successfully for 2.5, 3 years in Thailand, right? And that led to the government also believing you, that we become a partner together with the government, and the government supports you today to run this sports. It's not you alone now, right? I believe FIBA reached out first and you did this. What did you get it right that CK, you should not get it wrong in India? And what was the journey feeling for last 2 years to make it such a great sport, which is now coming to India?
You see, CK, in life, first you need is to believe in what you are doing. And I truly believe that coming to India, we could make this game a success. So if we, all of us, believe in that, live with that in our mind, there's no way we're going to fail.
Thank you, Brian. Nisha, closing rounds, okay? I know you've really taken companies which become, you know, globally or even powerfully delivering the user experience and expect. How important is the engagement piece in this sport?
I think because of the generational divide, the engagement has become even more important in everything, right? Whether if you think about learning, you know, it's gone to bite-sized learning, video, reels, entertainment itself, like long format movies are, you know, getting into short films. So this is just an extension from a sports standpoint. Engagement is the most important thing for millennials and Gen Zs. And also the ability to kind of, you know, have that impact in a short period of time, right? And because the attention spans are getting smaller and smaller. So I think it is all about the entertainment. That's where, as Jitendra said, sports and entertainment coming together, and we have the faith. That's what this is about.
Excellent. I think we have enough time for the panel. I just want to summarize a few things that I captured.
You know, the point CK was talking about is purpose and impact. And I know Brian, you know, for this, it's a personal journey on top of, you know, all the other business successes he's had. So impact is important, and that's why we're kind of designing the program, which is both the fun, entertainment, you know, bringing everyone there, but also the ground game. And really, we set ourselves an internal target at Tero Entertainment to say we'll impact 1 million lives in the next couple of years. That's the framing, right? That's the starting point, because it's not just about us, it's about the ecosystem, it's about the trainers, it's about the schools, it's about everyone along the way. And so I just wanted to throw that out there, that that's really what this is about. Along the way, we'll have fun and, you know, create sort of, you know, memories, sustainable memories, but it's really about that impact, that starting with what Brian said.
Thank you, everyone. And with that, I think we have more very good things to come up right now.
every child gets the opportunity to be on the field. It's been truly wonderful and heartwarming listening to you. So thank you once again. Thank you. I request you all to please take your seats in the audience. We also have something exciting coming up with the world of sport. Ladies and gentlemen, it's something very, very new. ये बहुत ही नई चीज है जिसके बारे में हम आपको कुछ थोड़ा बताने जा रहे हैं. It is called the hoop card. So this is a very honor to join us on stage. Govinda, can we please have you on stage? Okay, there he is. He's the one, the man behind this new concept, and he's going to take us through it. So over to you.
India's first basketball setup car on Scorpio car, and I built this hoop car in 2022, and for this I've been called by PMO office also from Prime Minister office, and they wanted me to do a hoop car all India tour, but we couldn't do. Now with Tero India, we're doing this hoop car. So basically the hoop car is opportunity to the players, those who cannot come to the basketball court, they never enjoyed this game, they never step on the court. We take this car to the community, villages, malls, and we let them shoot the basket. So we have a plan to do all India tour for this 3x3 basketball, and we will start this tour from Darjeeling and it will end up in Delhi. So it's Darjeeling to Delhi, and we will do the activations in schools, in nearby cities. So it's a real car. And we have this car in Siliguri, as Darjeeling, West Bengal, and we'll start from Darjeeling very soon, and we'll activate, this 3x3 basketball. We'll tell them what is 3x3 basketball and how can you compete in this sports, what is the roadmap. A lot of games we have, we do 3x3 camps, coaching camps, 1v1, and we give some goodies and mementos to the participants at free of cost. And we have a roadmap, we'll be starting, next slide. Yeah, so the journey, like why we're doing this, so what happens, if suppose you're going to a mall and you see a hoop car is standing there, and we ask you to shoot some basketball, make some baskets. So what happens, the child who never played basketball in his life before, who never touched the basketball, he gets an opportunity to shoot a basket. Then maybe we'll convert that child into a regular basketball player. So this is our main goal. So let's move to the next slide. Yes, this is a roadmap for the hoop car. We'll start from Darjeeling, and we'll cover 3 to 7 cities like Darjeeling, Siliguri, Kishanganj, Pune, SN Bihar, then Bhagalpur, Patna, Lucknow, Kanpur, Agra, Gujarat, Delhi. So we cover almost 6 to 7 states, including northeast states also. And the hoop car will be placed on the India Quest on 13th of September. This is our hoop car. And why we are doing this is that we will still cooperate to the place, and they can exist because talent can be anywhere, opportunities can be everywhere. So we take this car everywhere, wherever they demand. And with Tero India, Number one, the winner from here goes to the World Series in Mongolia.
So it's a very rare opportunity that, how we see this game uplifting itself is by playing with international people who have achieved already better in sports. So the winner from here will go to Mongolia in November, and they will compete against within the World Series that's happening there. One tour.
World Tour in Mongolia where they will compete against top 20 teams.
Top 20 teams in the world. So we may be beaten up sometimes, but we will come back more resilient and be better in our sports. The other part you asked was how about the prize money? Yes, I think it's around 10,000 Singapore dollars, which should be very exciting. Of course, it is added on top of it with the fully paid trip for the team to Mongolia. Now, if you look at asking me about the chances that we have, I believe we would definitely have a chance to qualify. That's what I feel. Winning, yes, but I do believe a lot of sports that we play. Had anybody imagined what happened in badminton last year? 27 or 16 ranks in the world, beat number 1 from India. I was in the elevator with a few of the players yesterday when they're going upstairs. So we have the talent, the energy, and if you look at it more of individualistic, we have been able to deliver. But as a nation, I do feel we can do much better in many other sports, not just basketball. So given that what we're doing, I feel it has a very good chance of Commonwealth Game, which is 2030, and then the Brisbane Olympics, we definitely have a chance. क्योंकि हम घर में जब बैठते हैं देखते हैं तो सबसे पहले क्रिकेट ही देखने जाते हैं.
Football is a beautiful game.
Yes, sir.
So the question is, what is the initiative you have taken for the round the year, or it will be the for the time being?
So it's a very long term vision. As I said, हम Olympics के लिए aim करते हैं. वो तो sir, we can't be predicting that will happen in LA 29, which is just 28, which is just 2 years from now. So it's a long term, and it has to be grassroots upwards.
So it will be from the young boys.
Yes. So it will have both school level, and where we are also going to train girl child as well as the boy. So it will be equally participated, equally competed, equally distributed across the country.
Corner to corner, across the country, corner to corner. It will be the school girls or
Schools levels as well, sir.
boys.
Yes.
Thank you.
The comparison to T20 cricket, was it deliberate or was it just the business point of view? And going forward, are you willing to shed that identity? Because basketball is, I know it is still finding its feet, but in the longer run, it is a major sport. So, just my question basically is, are you willing to shed that identity of T20 cricket to move forward?
Actually, for introduction is good, but for long run it is not. We will have our own identity. But
absolutely,
we used it for people to understand very easy.
Yeah, to get it across to people is why we use the T20 of basketball. But it is a sport in itself that's very unique, and it is a character which I think you saw in the video and some people talk, that will define its own brand and its own identity very, very strongly.
I also feel a few years down the line it may become 3 overs game, so it will be called 3x3 of cricket. The reverse way. So I would purely prepare for that. So let's hope for some days, and we should be calling cricket 3x3 of inspired by basketball.
So many people are not aware of the fact there is a village in Noida, Asia village, which is also known as the basketball village, which has produced junior NBA players. Okay? If a rookie player from that academy, from that village, want to pursue it, how they can apply it, how they can go for it.
So again, I say awareness has to be created, and the awareness starts with one media, second social media that we contribute from ourselves. So you're launching a website which allows you to register as a player, as a team, as a sponsor, as a media person, as an audience. So we can then share everything to you that is relevant, where it is happening, what is happening. We're also getting bigger partners in the channel, so we are able to educate people more. And so awareness is to be created. And likely what you made me aware of, there is an academy which operates. And I then would have it marked somewhere, and I would go and say, hey, I did hear about it. Can we look at some players coming and playing with us in the Quest? So one, we are very flexible. We are not very rigid. Second, this is a below 18 more development. And of course, we contribute to the professional, which will go and play internationally. but the development has to happen at a grassroots level, and that's what we're trying to invest in and work with. So thank you for making me aware as well that there is a place like this which we can look at, and we will definitely take care of it. But we're going to use all channels to reach out to everyone, and it will be a two-way journey. So they connect, we connect, and we take it forward.
क्योंकि हर चीज में पैसा इन्वॉल्व होता है
जी।
और पैसे के बगैर कुछ नहीं होता है। हिंदुस्तान एक गरीब मुल्क है, ये आप ही जानते हैं। तो क्या हमारे पास वो रोडमैप है?
तो मैं आपके क्वेश्चन अगेन बहुत अच्छी क्वेश्चन है, मैं बार बार मीडिया को बहुत अच्छे क्वेश्चन आप पूछ रहे हो, इससे हम सबकी अवेयरनेस भी बढ़ रही है और हमारा थॉट प्रोसेस भी क्लियर होता है। आपने पूछा क्या हमारे पास रोड मैप है? यस है। उसका सबसे पहला रूल होता है किसी भी चीज़ को अगर आप अच्छा करना चाहो तो आप खेलो, सबसे बड़ा बात है आप खेलो और हर रोज खेलो, और उसको और अच्छा करने के लिए आपको बाहर के टैलेंट या जो अच्छा कर चुके हैं उनके साथ खेलो। जैसे बोलते हैं ना, अगर किसी से इंग्लिश सीखना अच्छा तो आप किसी जाके बात करते रहो। Practice makes you perfect, and so you have to start playing the game on a very regular basis. So that becomes number one point of it. How can we keep on bringing that kind of element and excitement? Now there's a lot to learn. बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिलेगा हमें क्रिकेट से कि उन्होंने क्या क्या अच्छा किया, उन्होंने कितनी अच्छी चीजें की कि स्टेडियम्स बनाए, which is a very huge infrastructure cost. So the second question जो आपने पूछा कि क्या पैसा है, क्या इन्वेस्टमेंट है, क्या ये अच्छा फॉर्मेट और इजी फॉर्मेट, हमने आपको क्या लिखा, एक बस जा रही है, ट्रक जा रही है, स्कॉर्पियो ब्रांड ने पैसा नहीं दिया तो बोल ही सकते हैं, बजा अगर होता तो मैं बोलता। तो एक वैन है, उससे भी हो सकता है कि आपने हुक लगाया, और अगर कोविड का टाइम आप याद करेंगे तो लोगों ने घर में भी हुक लगा रखे थे कि एक ही गेम आप खेल सकते हो घर में, और हाफ को भी खेल पा रहे थे। सो वो सेकेंड चीज है कि इतना इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर कॉस्ट जरूरत ही नहीं है इसके लिए। आप किसी भी दिल्ली में, मैं जहां भी जाता हूँ हाउस कार्स या कहीं भी मैं देखता हूँ, हर सोसाइटी के अंदर में एक हाफ कोर्ट बना हुआ है, हम यूज नहीं करें, बट क्रिकेट का स्टेडियम नहीं बना हुआ हर घर के पास, हमने सिर्फ वो यूज नहीं किया। तो अवेयरनेस गेम बहुत अलग, क्रिकेट से सीखने को बहुत मिले, उन्होंने कैसे इसको मोनेटाइज किया है वो सीखने की चीजें हैं, बट उन्होंने सबसे बेसिक चीजें बहुत अच्छी करी कि दैट उन्होंने गेम खिलाया पूरे इंडिया को, रणजी ट्रॉफी है, उनके खुद के बहुत सारे गेम्स कराते हैं, फिर वो आईसीसी लाते हैं, फिर आईपीएल किया है उन्होंने वर्जन, और वो कंटिन्यू करते हैं कि पूरा गेम चलता ही रहे। ऐसा आपको कभी नहीं गैप मिलता कि आज कोई नहीं खेल रहा है ना, आप कहीं भी देखो पूरे मैप पे कुछ ना कुछ चलता रहता है। तो हमें भी वैसा कुछ करना होगा जिससे कि आप देखें, और जब आप देखना शुरू करेंगे तो फिर उसके लिए पैसा भी आता रहेगा, चाहे वो उसमें बहुत डिफाइंड है, वो उसमें डिजिटल में, हम डिजिटल फर्स्ट प्लेटफॉर्म होंगे, सो इट विल कम ऑन अ डिजिटल मीडिया फर्स्ट एंड इट विल बी अनाउंस्ड वेरी सून टू यू, वेरी अनाउंस्ड।
Does it mean the finance there is no problem at all?
नहीं, कोई प्रॉब्लम, वो
you can raise the money as much as you can.
Yes, we can, but अभी सर इंटेंशन पैसा का नहीं है, गेम खिलाने का और विनर्स को अच्छी तरह से रिकग्नाइज करना, उनके जैसे टीम्स और बनाना है, उनको कॉपी करना है हमें जिससे कि बेटर हो सके, तो वो सब इंटेंशन है। और वो जो आपने कहा कि इसको मीडिया पे लाना है, तो ये सारा चैनल और सारा चीज उस पर ही लगे हुए हैं, दैट हाउ कैन वी गेट लाइक यूट्यूब चैनल पे ऑलरेडी आएगा, जो हमारे खुद के चैनल्स होंगे उस पर आएगा, बट एक नेशनल मीडिया पे भी आएगा वंस इट इज साइन। मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ
युवाओं के लिए सरकार की काफी योजनाएं चल रही हैं।
जी सर।
खेलेगा भारत, बढ़ेगा भारत, आपका उद्देश्य कहाँ तक इसको पूरा करना है?
सर इसके तो बहुत अच्छा कंट्रीब्यूशन हम भी स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं, एंड सरकार ने अगर वो इनिशिएटिव दिया है तो हमें भी अपना पार्ट प्ले करना है एज अ कॉर्पोरेट, एज अ इंडिविजुअल। हमने भी ये स्टार्टिंग ही किया है यहाँ से, दैट एट वन टाइम उन्होंने खेलो इंडिया बोला और 2030 में हम कॉमनवेल्थ गेम्स भी कर रहे हैं और एक विजन भी दिया है, तो हम उसी की तैयारी कर रहे हैं, तो वो एक हम अपना रोल प्ले कर रहे हैं, एक गेम को आगे, ऐसे बहुत सारे गेम्स आएंगे, बहुत सारे, तो वी आर जस्ट डूइंग, इफ यू वांट टू ऐड विकास समथिंग ऑन दैट, तो प्लेयर की रैंकिंग आएगी, इंडिविजुअल टीम्स की रैंकिंग आएगी। अगर आप हम सिर्फ लोकल गेम्स खेलेंगे और उसमें खेलेंगे तो हमें कोई पॉइंट्स नहीं मिलता या हम अर्न नहीं करते, हम ग्लोबल रैंकिंग में बैठ सकते हैं। बट अगर हम फीफा सैंक्शन इवेंट्स करते हैं और उनमें खेलते हैं तो हम पॉइंट्स अर्न करते हैं और हमारे प्लेयर्स फिर नेशनली नहीं वर्ल्ड वाइड रैंकिंग में आते हैं। एंड देन आपको कोई किसी कंट्री में बुलाया जा सकता है, खेलने के लिए कहीं रिप्रेजेंट किया जा सकता है। तो जैसे हमारे रैंक्स में गोविंदा हैं, वो राउंड 1 और 2 के बीच में खेल रहे हैं, तो वैसे ही रैंकिंग बढ़ता रहेगा और हमें मैक्सिमम प्लेयर रैंकिंग में लानी है। कंट्री रैंकिंग भी उठेगी, जैसे आज थाईलैंड इज टॉप 16 or something, 12, so we can also be there someday. Nice to meet you.
how you're searching the talent. Excuse me, this way. This side. How you're searching the talent. We Indians are normally, in school or hostels, you're playing basketball, and after that there's nothing. So how you're searching the talent for this 2020?
So we're making an academy with the school itself, within the school, bringing in the international trainers, which Brian suggested as well, and FIBA is going to help us with that. And that scouting will happen with, let's say, one chain of school, then multiple chain of school. जैसे आप, again मैं क्रिकेट की रिफ्लेक्शन नहीं देना चाहूँगा, मैंने बहुत अच्छा रिमाइंड किया तो मैं नहीं दूंगा. बट अकेडमी अगर बनता है वहीं से टैलेंट स्काउट होता है, और अकेडमी होनी चाहिए जहाँ बच्चे 7-8 onwards जानना चाहते हैं which sports they are good at. Not at 18, where you've already made up your career mind and you're already working with a role in a government or some other private institution. So we'll start very early of scouting and we'll nurture it, give that provision, and we'll make them play. So you'll be surprised, Tom, on the side of what we're doing, promenade major events we're doing it. On that side, the school students are also competing. So they can also see that the champions play like this. So you have to inspire. You have to also give them an opportunity to play in public and see if people are going to cheer them up. अगर हम 50 schools Delhi की वहाँ खिला रहे हैं, before and after, Govinda you will correct me, but 50 schools का target है Delhi में, they will come together to play and qualify, and the teams which win will play on promenade for the next 2 days. So that is how would you encourage them. Parents watch their kids perform. Performance ही बोलते हैं वहाँ पे, but I would correct when they play, and they will see how this development is happening, and they'll see the bigger champions professional playing it as well. So all that we are trying to bring together, plus entertainment BSR, which is just adding the flavor of that the dad and the child gets to enjoy the game together.
Short में आपकी basket हो गई, so you can keep the basketball, you can take it with you, it's a gift from us. So please do try. I'll tell you the point जहाँ से आपको aim करना है. This is the point.
तो आप देखो वर्ल्ड वाइड बास्केटबॉल बहुत पॉपुलर स्पोर्ट है, फास्टेस्ट स्पोर्ट्स है, आप देखोगे बहुत ही फास्ट पेस है, और उस पर हम और एक एलिमेंट डाल रहे हैं कि उसको छोटा कर दे रहे हैं और उसमें और लोगों को बीच में करके, सो इट बिकम्स मच मोर फास्टर, मच मोर स्टिमुलेटिंग. आज के लोगों के पास 10 मिनट का टाइम है, 10 मिनट में अगर मैं 2 गेम देख लूँ या 1 गेम देख लूँ मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगेगा. तो जेन ज़ी प्लस अर्बन यूथ हिप हॉप कल्चर है, म्यूज़िक भी चाहिए, और वो 3 चीज़ें एक साथ कर सकते हैं. तो ये सारा एलिमेंट इसमें, आप खाना पीना एंजॉय करिए, साथ में आप म्यूज़िक भी सुनिए और फिर आप खेल भी सकें. तो ये तीनों एलिमेंट जो एक जेन ज़ी को दिखता है और कल उसमें रील बना सकें, उसकी कंटेंट को फॉलो कर सकें और उसी बीच में वो गेम को एंजॉय भी कर सकें. तो ये सारा कुछ है.